Hello and welcome to Flory Models Friday Catch-Up Show. Here we are with you on the 29th of August 2025. Another month almost gone. And obviously we've made our way starting on another build. So obviously this will be the big build that's going to run for the next couple of months right the way through. And we're throwing pretty much everything at it. Not necessarily the right parts, definitely not in the right order. So the usual thing, why do something easy when you can make it quite complicated? So we just started on the Kitty Hawk Bronco. Then this particular kit, it's known for being a few sort of fit issues and problems, and yeah, it's typical early Kitty Hawk. You know, remember Kitty Hawk, the company who literally were not brilliant, pretty rubbish, and then actually just as they started to get it all together and it was coming together really nicely, it suddenly disappeared, and that was the end of it. Luckily though, Zimmy Models seem to have taken them on. Got all their molds and all the various bits and pieces and releasing them. I do believe it's old stock they're releasing. They're not sort of doing new molds and things like that of it at the moment. But anyway, it's nice to see them coming back. So anyway, this particular one was Alan, one of our members. You might remember we had a live auction in his memory. This is from his stash. So I'm sort of building it as a tribute to him as well. So with this one as well, with the kind help of some other members who have supplied me some beautiful res kit resin for it, we're trying to shoehorn a res kit A version OV10 cockpit, updating it to a D using a colour photo etch set, which we happen to have with this particular kit, into it. So instead of just using the right things all the way through, we're just mix and matching it up and all everything else like that. But it has been a lot of fun so far. So part one of that for members, that is up with you right now. I haven't got it on the computer yet. I still need to finish off the editing for it. But anyway, that is up with you. Basically, the first part is just discussing about how you go about things. When you're working on a bigger project like this, I'm trying to get your head around it and how I approach the build. So when you're working perhaps with not the correct parts, for instance, I got bitten many years ago, you might remember, by a certain trumpeter Corsair that we threw everything at it, including we lit it up. We did a lit cockpit, navigation lights, things like that for it and all the rest of it. None of it fitted. Most of it wasn't my fault. Some of it definitely was, but most of it wasn't. All right. And how it just fought us from start to finish. So I'm approaching this particular build completely different. So with this one, we're approaching it in a way of saying, right, let's work it all out before we come near it with paint and glue and all the other bits and pieces. So I've got it in my head how this is going to work and how it's going together. And so far, we're pretty much there. What I'm hoping to do over the weekend is get a good couple of hours in here on the bench, and we're going to start to get this thing all together. So we're going to get the cockpit all sorted out and done, painted, weathered, and all the rest of it. We can get the forward part of the fuselage all done, connected up, sorted, and all the rest of it. Get that together as well. So next week, we'll be pushing on right on with the build. But at the moment, it's literally just all about my processor going through it, what difficulties we've got, plans for the build. I'm planning on doing it gear up in flight using one of our in-flight stands. So we're going to be doing something with prop blur as well. Various ideas I've wanted to do with this over the years, never really had the opportunity. Normally we've put motors in them and done it like that. But for this particular one, I think we're going to try something with acetate and do some prop blurring like that. It might not work. If it doesn't, we'll just stick with the original props. But hopefully it will come out with something quite nice. So bear with us, one members. By the time you see this, it will be up on the site. You can link it down below here as always. So you can go off and you can see that one right now. This week though, busy week. Lots of things going on. Started off on Monday when I did a quick tips video. Literally, it is, says what it is in the tin. It is just a quick tip video about how to take photographs in the simplest way absolutely possible. So for this, obviously we just finished the CBR, so I wanted to do on that one. So we got my phone out and we were going through and showing about obviously the settings I use on my phone, which trust me is nothing, you know, too much, just 2x zoom, move out, auto, everything else, and away we go. And then obviously going right the way through the motions of it down in here. Then talking about background colors and how easy it is. So me, I just showed it here. We just had a big old box, cut it open, cut it in half basically diagonally, and then we used a little bit of card that we just picked up from the local hobby company, and then just pop this one down there. Hobbycraft, they're about £1 a sheet. Well, not even that, I don't think, about 90p a sheet. So we popped that in there to give us a little bit of a swoosh and all the rest of it, and then we got these photos, came up with it just like that. It's just a real back to basic little 20-minute video about how we did all the photos and all the rest of them. And then when we were done, at the end of the program, I literally put up the photos and you can see how they came out just like this. So again, just using different settings, things like that, keeping it very, very simple. So hopefully now when you take photos for the gallery and for the SIGs and group builds, things like that, we can see off your work in glorious sort of, you know, color, rather than having it on a cluttered bench in bad lighting and bad, you know, not an entire bike and all things like that as well. So anyway, that is up there right now. If you do want to watch it, it is also on the actual vlog page on the main site. It's just over here. You can watch it. It is a free to watch video. Tuesday, I had a go with the new display. They call it the assistance platform. I call it a really, really good idea. This is one of those ones. When I saw it, first of all, I thought it's going to be expensive. It's going to be a bit gimmicky. Honestly, after I've used it now for a couple of weeks, I actually love this thing. And it's a permanent feature on my bench because I use it all the time for some of the little fittings it's got on there and all the usual bits. All right. So again, it is a little bit of a walk around on this one, showing all the areas, and then we use it in anger as well. So we go through talking about obviously using it for some of the angled areas, using it for sort of deburring. We've got the ones for doing little slots. So it's 1mm plastic card in there. You can cut them from 4mm to 1mm into the squares and everything in between. So just showing it down in there, and then all the other little bits it's got. So it's got angles in there for doing, I think it's 30 degrees, 45 degree and 90 degree for doing all of those. So those are in there like that as well. And you can see all the ones on 60 degrees. I'm doing the center, and this is a great piece of kit. And here I'm not using the proper tool. I'll show you the proper one in a moment. But yeah, definitely it's one of those ones where now I've had a proper play with it and I understand it, it works so much better. But as you can see, it works great on every single level compared to my old shears. Got to talk about using my shears, of how I used to do it with that and everything else. So we give it a run through of all the different things this can do right the way through, and it come out very, very well. I have learned a couple of things as well now. So for instance, this is the little tool, all right, that we've been doing and everything else like that. The holes on here, which were 3 point whatever it is mil, it's down in the description, all the rest of it on the video. But again, if you're using their new sort of, you know, carbide bits, they fit perfectly and are designed to fit. So there's no wiggle in these. So when these are in and drilling holes and all the rest of it, they are a perfect fit. All right. So very, very nice indeed. And then also for coming up in the bottom one as well, they are a perfect fit. All right, so these are physically designed to come through. What's great with using it in this mode as well, you don't snap your bits because it's the lateral or sort of yaw movements that snap these things. And obviously if you're using it in here, you're fine. But for centering up, you know, pipe work and things like that, or off centering it, I was having a play earlier and we did some off center work down in here. And again, you literally just drop it in, size it up to whatever you want. You've got the little thing down in there before. You pop these in here and away you go. You know, you just drill away to your heart's content. So again, really handy, not to mention using the mitre side of it and all others. So again, it is available obviously from Bronco over in the Netherlands. I don't have any. It's a new tool. Thought I'd just have a little bit of a play with it as always on this one. But to be honest with you, this is one of those tools where honestly, and I know people hate me saying the word honestly and stuff like that, but it is a really, really good tool. Very, very handy, especially a little bit like me. If you do a little bit of weird stuff, shall we say, and things that need sorting out and things like that, it's dead handy for doing things like that. Just little jobs. I've got so many tools here now that I can just use that for. It is a great little bit of kit. Not particularly cheap, but it is a very, very nicely engineered, and it is a precision engineered bit of kit as well. So from that point of view, very, very nice indeed. But anyway, you can go off and you can see that one right now. Then we had obviously a little bit of a bomb drop this week with Kotare's announcement of the Halifax Halifax. It is a Mark II, so it's the wrong version. We want a Mark III, ideally, or sort of Mark V would be nice as well. But unfortunately, we've gone with the newer version, if you like, or the younger version, the earlier version, I should use. And to be honest with you, we did a full show about it. You can see it down there. It's free to watch. We also spoke about it on one of our live shows last night, which is members only. We went a little bit more in depth in the workings of it and the financial sides and various bits and pieces to it as well. So again, a lot has been said about this. Personally, I'm holding my cards to my chest. I'm not going to be running out and throwing my money at this and all the rest of it. I'm going to see how it pans out because, again, it's a long old time, 2028. So, yeah, I'm going to keep my cards to my chest and we're going to watch with interest and see how this one pans out. But again, we know that Kotare are working on other things at the moment, so we know they're not going straight into this one. I think this one's more of a sort of, I wonder if there's enough interest in to get this project off the floor. So, but yeah, we will see how that one progresses. Anyway, full show all about that. You can see what me and Matt think about that one. That is out for you as well. It is a PM show, so you can find it over on the PM channel as well. All right, so that's down in there. Last night we had the members show. Myself and the guys were all on as well, and it's nice to have Andy back on as well. Andy's had a bit of a break recently, so it's nice to have there John and Matt, and we were talking about all things Kotare, most of it, to be honest with you, and their business model and how that's actually working and stuff. But we were all covering all the other bits of what we've been up to and all the things, and answering your questions and bits and pieces like that. All right, so if you want to catch up with that one, members, of course it is a little bit more raw, shall we say. We're a little bit more outspoken than what you'll find on YouTube and stuff like that. So members, you might want to have a look at that one before you do anything. All right, so again, that is up with you right now. Members, you can go off and see that one. Up as well, went up yesterday. It is available now. It is up on YouTube. We've got the review for the E2C Hawkeye, the 72nd one. So this is obviously the Heli kit, been reboxed by Eduard and put into one of their specials of Eyes of the Fleet. So we've got a few nice things. And to be honest with you, I love this kit. It's a beautiful kit. Again, Hella, it's really nice to have them back, obviously in their new guise, so to speak, or their reinvention. So, but it's a really, really, really nice kit. Again, some nice options with this one. And again, it's really nice that we've got the sort of, the early version and the newer version of the Hawkeye 2000 project that it's called. And then obviously we've got down in here some beautiful marking options. We've got a little bit of photo etch with this one. We get a mask set with it as well. And again, we've got some resin wheels. And so you've got some nice options down in here as well for all the marking ones on there. The decals, to be honest, I'm normally not a fan, don't look too bad at all, so hopefully they're going to be all right. There's your mask set. We've got a little bit of photo etch, and so we've got the resin wheels, which are weighted, so again, nice with those. But the plastic looks really, really good. Nice recessed panel lines. We've got some riveting detail going down in there as well. What I like most of all is the actual cockpit area where the glasswork all goes in from the outside. So you can put it in afterwards and then mask it up and all the rest of it. So no more sticky fingerprints on the inside. All right. But again, the detail is very, very good. Things I do like about it is the wing fold detail is very, very fine. Obviously, we've got the latches on the inside of the wings. They're a nice touch as well, so forth and so on. But as you can see, the actual wing fold mechanisms and the sides of the engines, instrument panels, the things you don't really see, but they are very, very nicely done. All right. So if you want to go off and see that one, the review for that is up there right now as well. And also it is over on the actual YouTube channel. Things going on as well. We do have to say, obviously, Mr. Trump has done it to us again. Not only did we have trouble in the UK because of Brexit, which stuffed all European orders completely, now Mr. Trump's decided to do it with us as well. So at the moment, I have paused all shipping to the USA. Unfortunately, guys, I was doing some testing with it today. The paperwork is an absolute nightmare. There's fees now which are imposed by the US government onto us. So we pay your fees for you. So obviously we need to pass those on because there's not any point doing it. So I need to work all of this out, how it's actually going to work at the moment. Obviously here in the UK, we've got a 10% tariff, but it's not on where it comes from. It's where it's manufactured. So this is the other thing. Things are at multiple rates and at multiple prices and everything else. So there will be a 10% tax added to all US ones, and there is a 50p handling fee going to be added to all of them as well. So again, this is something that will have to be reflected in the price. But to be honest with you, to get around all of this problems, just pop over to High Altitude Hobbies up here. Brett's got it all right, and he's got more turning up very, very shortly, even though his website's massive. But again, he has got all the washes, he's got all the products, he's got some of the old stuff we don't sort of carry anymore, but he's got it all there. He's also got a restock that went out before all the trade embargoes and everything came in, so he has got them as well, but he has got a full restock coming in for various bits that he hasn't seen before, so the merch will be with him and all the rest of it. But if you do pop over to our High Altitude Hobbies, alright.com, just click on the Flory Models product link and you'll be taking it down in there, and you can get all of our stuff in there. So for the moment, I'm not doing anything to the USA until we can sort it out and obviously get the website up to speed so it charges you the right amount, so forth and so on. All right. So unfortunately, it's just the way the world's gone at the moment. Don't forget, just to go with that as well, if you're in the EU, please use the Flory Models Europe obviously store, which is obviously part of Bronco modeling with the lovely Kareen. So if you pop in there, she's got everything as well. So she's had a restock and has got everything down in there as well. So if you're inside the EU, then that way there's no taxes or extra charges or anything else, because you can get it directly from them. And obviously if you're in the USA, you go direct to High-Altitude Hobby, so you'll be avoiding any, you know, extra charges, high price of shipping, you know, and everything that way. So it sounds funny. Please don't buy from me unless you're in the UK. If you're in the UK or like rest of the world, you can get from me. But apart from that, you're going to have to go elsewhere for it. But anyway, I've got pretty much everything in stock at the moment. Just haven't got the nozzles. I need to get the resin printer out. And as I say, we did have a restock of some of the DSP stuff that came in last week as well. So we've got all of that down in here and there, including we've got the actual cutting mats as well. So we've got all of those in stock again. So if you want to grab any of those ones, you can do as always. Last up, over on the PMModelsuk.com site, as I say, we've got a great price up with you for the Hawkeye at just 38 quid instead of 45.40. Strange price, down in there. And also some of the other kits we've been talking about recently as well. So the actual Schnell bomber, or that JU88 we were talking about, being a fantastic kit, that is out now. And plus the fact some of the other ones down in here you can see as well. So if you fancy getting any of these, you can pop over to the PM store. It's got all your usual bits and pieces for your grates on your kits and things like that. Plus the fact we've got your back when it comes to all your tools and sundries and various bits as well. So if you need your paints, glues, thinners, tools, all the usual bits and pieces, we've got them as well. All right, so you can pop down in there and get any of those. Just pop in here, have a look, have a peruse around the site. You'll be amazed to see what we've got down in there as always. And that is about it from me. Busy week this week, good week. First week really getting back onto it and pushing through and everything. Really looking forward to doing the Bronco now. Now I've got my head around it, I've known exactly what I'm doing, we should be off. So I'm going to spend the weekend working on this, getting plenty of footage done, get it edited next week. It will all start the build properly next week as we make our way through. Plus that, I've still got a few kit reviews coming your way as well next week as well. So lots still to come on that one. Anyway, as always on a Friday, I'm going to leave you with your great work from the gallery. So until next week, everybody, happy modelling. Take care.